Hello, Dr. Cisse covering anatomy and physiology. Today we'll talk about the heart. The heart is an organ of the cardiovascular system, which includes the heart and all the blood vessels coming from it, and the circulatory system, which is the heart, the blood vessels, and blood. So the heart is an organ that pumps blood and receives blood to give to the lungs to get it enriched in oxygen. Because it has to pump blood, it has to be made of muscles because only muscles can move stuff. The muscle of the heart is called the cardiac muscle. The heart has chambers. A chamber is just a room. We have 4 major chambers in the heart. The chamber on the right side here is called the atrium here. And it goes down from the atrium to the ventricle. Blood has to go from the atrium to the ventricle on the right side through a valve. And this valve is called the tricuspid valve. Tricuspid valve. From here, you can see that the heart is made of muscle. This chamber here and here, these two, are called the ventricles. This is the right ventricle, this is the left ventricle. This pointy thing here is called the apex of the heart. It tells you this is the left side of the heart because the apex is on the left side. So the right ventricle, you can see is smaller, and the left, you can see it's bigger. Between the left ventricle and the left atrium, which is the back side, there's also a valve. You can see that valve here. From the atrium, right here, from the left atrium, right here, coming down to the left ventricle here, okay? So left ventricle, right ventricle. And there's a muscle that separates the left and the right ventricle, and this muscle is called interventricular septum. Also, between the right atrium and the left atrium, I can even touch it, there's a muscle connecting the two. And this muscle is called interatrial septum. So here, interventricular septum. On the back here, between the right atrium and the left atrium is called interventricular septum. The atrium, this is interatrial septum, interventricular septum. The atrium is covered by something called the auricle. Auricle just means a little ear, like something covering. It kind of gives you more space. So we have the right atrial auricle, and here on the back, right here, the left atrial auricle. Auricle just means a little ear. Now, blood comes to the heart from the body through the vein. The vein on the top is called superior vena cava, and the vein at the bottom here, right here, it's called the inferior vena cava. So the superior and the inferior both brings blood, so that from the right atrium, it can go down through the valve to the right ventricle, and from here, it needs to be pushed up here through this pulmonary trunk. It has to go through a valve, and these valves are called semilunar valve. From here, from the pulmonary trunk, blood goes into the lungs through the left and the right pulmonary artery. They're called arteries because they take blood out of the heart. But they have blood that has a lot of carbon dioxide. That's why they made this color blue. It goes to the lungs. When it gets to the lungs, it gets oxygen and gets rid of carbon dioxide, and it comes back to the heart through the vein. The vein from the heart from the lungs to the heart are called pulmonary vein because they bring blood to the heart. Pulmonary vein. This one on this side is called the left pulmonary vein. The one on this side is called the right pulmonary vein. When they bring blood, They bring it to the left atrium here, which takes blood inside here through the this valve called the mitral valve to bring blood into the left ventricle. From the left ventricle, blood has to be pushed. You can see at the bottom here. This valve also is called the semilunar, but is a valve on the aorta, aortic valve. It's called the semilunar valve also. Blood is pushed from here, coming up here on the aorta through the ascending aorta to the aortic arch and descending aorta. And then these also blood vessel goes up to serve the body. All right? Again, this is the heart, the apex, and this is the base, the left side, the right side, the left ventricle, the right ventricle, the left atrium, the right atrium, and all these are different blood vessels, bringing the blood to the heart and taking away from the heart. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in class.